Hi, guys. Welcome to Girls in the City podcast. This is Sarah.
Elsie.
Jeannie.
Luca.
Okay, that was so
Yeah,
whack.
where's the end? Where's the end? Like, we okay.
All right, leave it like that because I like that we said it's whack. Fuck it. That's it. That's what it is.
Whatever.
Today's topic is called Cut the Cord.
So this episode today, I want to dedicate to all the men out there that do nothing at home but maybe sit on the couch and play video games all day. This is something you might want to tune in and listen to today. So
I want to dedicate this episode to all the ladies that are about to get into these relationship with these men to like set the law and set the law right away. Okay. And I'm going to talk about that later on.
And what I'm going to dedicate this episode to is learning that chores around the house are not gender role assigned.
Okay.
All right. And what I'm bringing to the table is for mothers that are raising future men. Okay. Cut that fucking cord.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Mothers are always a big factor when they come. Well, basically, when you're in a relationship, you have to know what type of men that you're going to be with. You know, a man that you're going to establish life with. When their mother does not take accountability for their actions and how they raise their sons, it becomes a big problem. So like, for example, we all know, or if you haven't been, I have, when you've been in those type of relationship where it's a domestic relationship and, you know, there's men that don't take fault for their actions. And then there's their mothers that put the cherry on the topping and always say, oh, yeah, it couldn't be my son. Of course not. He would never do something like that. No. Sometimes where it gets established of obviously how you raise your kids, you know, what house they came from, how you raise them, who you surround them by. If you're not taking accountability for your actions about how you raise your son to be, then it's always going to be a problem. So for mothers not being able to sit there and have a talk with their sons of how to treat women, it's very disappointing.
I think the problem with that is that they're they're raising them to be their baby and not raising them to be like, think about how you want your husband to be. So why would you raise your son like a baby? You want your husband to be a baby you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I also think it has to do with what they see growing up in the household. So whether it's maybe like the father-mother relationship and what that dynamic is, and maybe that child is seeing what is transpiring between their parents, and they think that's right, and in reality it's wrong, and it should be identified. And when it's not really talked about and spoken about with the young child, it gets programmed in their brain as to this is the right way that a relationship's supposed to move. And you know,
I ain't dealing with that.
No. And like, men, guys, get it together. I mean, the fact that the last thing I want to hear out of your mouth is, I'm going to go to my mom's house, or I'm going to call my mom, or I got to go talk to my mom. Like, why?
And then it's like, mi hijo no, no, yo no crié así. I didn't raise him to be that way. Well, someone did, bitch. Who did it?
Facts.
Because it wasn't me, and it's not up to me to raise your son.
And I ain't gonna keep raising him.
For example, Chris's mom, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Sí, porque yo le cocino a mi hijo, okay? That's like, not even Chris's mom, my mom. She'll be like, she'll cook, right? And she'll be like, Jeannie, but you're not gonna serve him? And I'm like, no, he didn't cook. I didn't cook. He could get up, serve himself. Now, I'm not saying that once in a blue, if I feel like it, out of the bottom of my heart, to go and feed him or like, you know, serve him his plate, I could do that. But it's not gonna be law in my house. It's gonna be when I feel like it. That's it.
And I agree with that 100%, because you guys know, I've expressed this to you guys. My mom is old school. When I tell you old school, she's old school. My dad can be getting out the shower and he's walking down the stairs. She goes, oh my God, your dad's coming. I don't have his food on the table. Hold on. I gotta go do this, do that. So that his plate is on the table by the time he comes down the stairs.
Yeah. So my thing with that is, right, the old school mentality, God bless them. That's what worked back then, right? The man went to work, the woman... Supposedly, right? The man went to work, the woman provided in the household. She cooked, she cleaned, she did everything around the house. And when they came in, it was like they were kings. However, we are in 2022, okay?
They don't want to do none of that and still be kings.
Guys, but Sarah, imagine, ladies out there that are listening to me, imagine being starving, right? You come home from work because you have to cook and also work, right? You come home from work, you're starving, you cook your meal so that I could go serve the king in bed?
Yeah, no.
I need to, at this point, I might eat before my kids.
Yeah.
Let alone freaking go serve you when I'm starving. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
There was a debate that I saw whether you would serve your man before you serve your kids. Now, there's obviously different point of views in that certain situation. I'm sorry, my kids come first because at one point my man came first. Now we both, brought kids into this world. Now we're both caring for these kids. We're both raising them. So for me to be able to, I have a daughter. I'm raising a daughter. For her to teach her that men become before her, it's fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Absolutely, 100%. And I think at that point, when it even comes to the dinner table talk, I agree. Your kid should come first, but it shouldn't be, oh, mom needs to make our plates. No, mom and dad made this child together. They should be equally putting in the same effort to take care of their child. Oh, here's the meat. Dad, here's the rice or whatever. Or you want juice? I'm going to get you juice while mommy makes your plate.
Correct.
I agree with that.
I totally agree.
I agree.
So, like
So
I
that,
said,
yeah,
ladies,
so I'll see.
you're raising young kings out there, please treat them how you want to be treated. There's a lot of men out here that really think a certain standard should be that certain standard. And we're not only talking about shitty ass men, which is bringing it to a point that needs to be directed. Some people,
Because there's a lot of shitty men out there.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And I think there's more shitty men than good men. And I think a lot of women can agree with that. It's really hard to find a really good man because it all stems from where they've been raised at. It's all psychological facts. It's all in their environment and how they are. When you look at a man and then look how he treats his mother. Every time I'm talking to anyone, or if I'm getting to know them, I always see how they talk about their mother, how they treat their mother. You'll know exactly how you're going to be treated.
I agree 100%.
That's so true.
If he treats his mom like shit, guess what's going to happen to you? He's going to treat you 10 times worse.
And also, that statement, there's a lot of shitty men. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of shitty women.
Oh.
But I feel like the reason why there's a lot of shitty women is because it's 2022 and women are just not standing for it. So we're becoming shittier and shittier too.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I saw a statistic as well that showed that there are more single women employed full time than there are single men. Did we register that there's more women working full time than there are men, meaning men are stuck at home doing whatever they're doing in their spare time, feeling like it's not necessary to get up and go to work and either make a living, provide, or whatever it is they want to do, set goals, accomplish them, because life is about setting goals and accomplishing them. So if you're not doing that, what are you doing? So that's just
elaborate on that.
I just think right now, if you're not setting goals as a man or a woman, there's no gender assigned to it, and you're not doing that yearly to figure out where you want to be and how you want to grow to be a better person, how are you going
How are you going to grow?
How are you going to grow? How are you going to live? Who are you going to become? You're going to be the same person that you were in 2010, 2012. I mean, I don't know about you guys, and I'm just going to throw this out there financially. Every year I set a goal, I'm going to ask for this much money as a raise because I dedicated this, and this. And sometimes I feel like men really don't have that same kind of mindset. And I don't know if it's because there's the gender thing where women are paid less, so we have to be go-getters. But that's something that really is crazy to me. So I don't know. Aside from that, with the gender rules, I also think that it applies in the household. If you're a man and you haven't lived by yourself, I don't think you have the true understanding of what taking care of a home is. Meaning, if you go get an apartment, rent it, there's not going to be anybody coming in to do your laundry, to make your dinner, to do your dishes, to clean the house, to dust the house, right? To vacuum, to mop. Do I need to go on? There's going to be no one. You can hire somebody.
No, right, exactly.
But then I want to know what
then hire someone when we're together too.
Exactly. If you wouldn't do that when you were living by yourself? Why would you come into in a relationship and think that the standard would change? That's what I want to know.
And require you to work.
Right. Oh yeah, work and contribute.
That's the problem.
And raise kids at the same time.
Well, that's the mentality, I think, that we go back to, like I said, my mom and back in the day. These men want their cake and eat it too. They want it to be how it was back in the day and do a lot less. When, okay, back in the day, the man worked. I stayed home. Yeah, I got the housework done, but you came home, you paid the bills. They still helped at home too when they got home. You know what I mean? But it's like, you can't come now and want that and half-ass it at home too now.
Yeah.
It's because now they say, well, women want everything equal, right? They say that all the time. Mm-hmm. Women want everything equal. Listen, I don't want nothing equal.
Right.
No, I don't.
We just want to feel
want
appreciated.
fairness.
I want fairness.
Doesn't mean equalness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying that taking out the trash, it's only belonging to a man. But my thing is, if I have to work and you have to work, do you think it's fair that I have to come home and cook and clean and do the laundry while you go lay in bed?
Right. No, it's not fair. And it's not fair. And that's sort of the thing that just, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Women also have to take responsibility to communicate that to their boyfriends because it becomes a routine. And so you live in it and you become salty because you're not communicating.
Right.
And you expect them to just know. No, you have to tell them. Like, for example, with my relationship, for the longest, I was cooking every day. But then I was like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. No, from now on, you're going to fucking cook one day and I'm going to cook the other day. And let's say today I don't feel like cooking. Well, it's my responsibility to go to Wendy's and get food for us.
I agree. And my other thing with that is like in a relationship, there can be like, if say one person doesn't know how to cook, okay, that can get by for a first few couple months, whatever, one person cooks. But that means your partner, without doubt, should be cleaning up immediately after dinner.
We all didn't know how to cook at one point, I'm sure.
Right.
There's YouTube.
Right.
They learn how to play games, video games,
and I'm sure they know how to jerk off too.
What's the difference?
And one thing that really gets me, and it's kind of what I dedicated in the beginning of the episode, it's these guys where you guys can't do shit around the house. Like, you guys can't do nothing, where you can't even change my oil, can't change my brakes. My bed broke, you can't put my bed back together. And we don't mean to sound biased. No, and this is, again, not every man, because, again, there's men out there that do this, but, like, I see some guys that are just unbelievable. So you expect me to go find a drill and just go get it done? You can't even attempt to get it done. Attempt. But, again, us women, the man I want, he better get down and dirty. If you got to go attempt to change my oil, I shouldn't have to pay $100 to change my oil when my man is
Or I shouldn't have to go find another man to do it for me.
A man's going to learn. I mean, the man's going to do what he wants to do. Right. Because when he wants to do something, he figures it out. So it's like he's going to do what he wants to do. And if you see that he ain't doing it, cut the cord.
Cut that shit.
Cut the cord. Right away. And it's like G said in the beginning, set those boundaries right away. Because if that's not what you don't want in the beginning, don't let it drag on, because later on, you're not going to be able to just let it, be like, oh, you can't.
And women, don't be scared to ask what are men's intentions. You're never going to get anywhere if you don't straight up tell what are your intentions, how did you grow up with, what are your beliefs in life. Everything all comes together. You know what I'm saying? If you just like if you're going to sit there and write a summary on a book, you want to sit there and write a summary on the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You know what I'm saying? If this is the man that's going to be your life partner, it's teamwork. You know what I mean? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, especially how you said how you're raised and what you see. Like, for me, I can speak from my experience, and look, I know probably similar to yours, but my parents are still together, married. Mm-hmm. They went through thick and thin together, guys. They did it all. And let me tell you, it wasn't rainbows and sunshine. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But when my dad got home and he would work and he would provide, and they had that lifestyle where my mom was raising us, because there wasn't enough money back then to put 3 kids in daycare, right? So my dad would work 3 jobs. He'd come home at night, and then he would still take care of us. Yeah. Sit down at the table, eat with us, take care of us, get us ready for bed, go to bed. He'd sleep for a couple hours, wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work again. So now it's created like something.
Because even like I have this image of my dad where my dad can be sick as a dog and he'll get up to work. Most men nowadays don't even want to go to work. My dad does not call out of work. He works in the rain and the snow and all types of weather. He comes home, takes care of whatever around the house needs to get taken care of while he's still working. You know what I mean? Now, again, these men just gotta get it together.
And another thing, like, I mean, I'm not a mom yet, but a lot of things that I see is people downplaying moms that stay home with their kids. Like, I'd rather go to work. Like, me, personally, I don't have a kid, but with your kids, and what I see is, I'd rather be at work than being with these fucking kids. I'm sorry. It's not easy. It's not easy.
No.
So it's
I'm sorry to mean to cut you off, but it's being a stay-at-home mom is just as much as having
I
a
guess
full-time
if you're not in that role, you wish you were flipped, because I work full time and I wish I was a stay-at-home mom.
But it's just about the same thing. Being a stay-at-home mom, you sit there, you clean, you take care of your kids, you teach them all their academics that they need to be taught.
Yeah, but what if your son's mad fucking you? You're lucky you have a calm kid. But what if it's a kid que está jodiendo and touching and this and that and that, and you got another one or two under two, and you gotta fucking take care of this one while this one's destroying the fucking one. Look, I will go. I don't even know if I want kids.
Let me tell you.
I just don't think women get enough credit in that situation.
No,
100%.
I agree.
They don't.
I agree.
And we're never gonna be equal to men, and that's another thing. A lot of women don't agree with that. But I will never be an equal to a man. I want my man to be the man.
I want my man
house.
to be exactly.
Okay?
And that's something I agree with you, Jeannie. The man has this image, again, not that he's superior to the women, but I want my man to be the man of the household. Like, I want you to control. I want you to take power. I want you to dominate. You know what I mean?
I think,
because
like,
that's the man role.
There's this agenda going on.
In what sense?
In the
what
sense,
sense do you want them to dominate? That's what I want to know. Because
I mean, I want to dominate in emotion. I mean, emotion wise. I mean, I see that, you know, we have this image where I'm sensitive as hell, and I don't want a man sitting here crying with me while I'm crying at the same time. At the end of the day, I want a man that's gonna pick me right up.
Savage.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and
again, it does depend. Yes, men can cry. Yes, they can cry, but again, it just really depends. I don't know. I don't want to be crying and my man crying next to me.
No, I get your point of view. I feel like when you're in a relationship, men and women, or not trying to strategize or categorize men and women. Men and men, women and women.
Exactly.
Men and women.
The man is the man, the woman is the
You guys have
woman.
to be each other's crutches.
Right.
If you're crying, I need you to support me.
And
lift
pick me up.
You know, and let me know
And
everything's
vice
going to be
versa,
okay.
Yeah, no,
and then vice versa.
I
Of course,
agree 100%.
men have feelings. They have valid emotions, just as us women have as much as emotions.
Yes.
Men have them as well, and sometimes a little bit more. And you know, society disregards that, which is. It's pretty sad that, you know, society makes it seem like men have to be like...
They do, though.
They do have to be the man of the household, but they also...
I agree that the woman should be like the neck and the man should be like the head.
Okay.
Like, we maneuver them.
Supporting each other, yeah.
But they're the lead.
But they gotta lead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that the man is the head and we are the neck is because... I mean, at least in my case, I in my household, I basically... handle situations, but when it's time for my boyfriend to handle situations, I know he will. So women like have more influence to like, how can I explain this? To like, I don't know, maneuver situations better than a man, but we still need the man to hold it down.
Like, for example, let's say I am in an argument with someone. Okay. And it gets into like a situation where it gets kind of physical or it gets kind of loud. I need my man at one point to step in. Okay. Because I'm very much more of the fact that I need to defend because of how I was raised. I have 3 older brothers. When they would get into situations, I'm always right there, right in the front. Like, you ain't fucking with my brother. And now I am the same way if I was in a relationship. Don't fuck with my man. You know what I mean? But I also need my man to be right here, right in back of me, backing me up. And when he needs to step in a situation to be a man about it, like, babe, step aside. Let me see. This is a man situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let me handle this. That's what I would need, because I'm willing to put my foot on the line. And I'm ready. Listen. Yes, I came a long way, but I will punch if I have to. And that's just like something that I need to. I'll say I work on it, but being that listen, I got 3 older brothers, and I'm always trying to, like, just as much as they defend me, I will defend them. Absolutely. Like, don't talk to him like that. Don't look at him like that. Don't touch him like that. If you're getting into an argument and my brother's about to swing, I'm swinging right there. That was a long time ago, guys. I'm not the same way. But I'm saying
you just need that manliness.
Yes,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I like Luca was saying earlier, we got with a man to be with a man. If I wanted a girl, I would have got with a girl. And I'm not a lesbian.
It's true.
Like men.
Me too. Why? Because I need that
manliness,
that masculine
and like
energy.
Jeannie said, where the neck and they're the head. I think we provide them the tools, in essence, you know, guidance, advice, or something like that to make the head decisions.
Right.
Again, so that's why I think we maneuver them in that situation.
We help them out,
which is nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Sometimes men lack in that because of, again, how they were raised. But there's nothing wrong in a man that's trying to better himself and then accepting that fact and letting women teach them that. You know what I'm saying? When you're open to the fact that letting women or your spouse teaching you something that, you know, something that wasn't home raised, or you weren't, you know, something that wasn't taught from when you were little or being grown up, whatever that situation is. If men are more open to that fact of letting women lead at a certain point, then men will definitely be better. The partnership will be a lot more stronger. You know, I mean, at least where my perspective is. Everyone obviously can debate the situation, which is nothing wrong with that. We all grew up in a different situation. We all have our different mindset. Again, that's why there's four different women here on this podcast to debate that fact.
Yeah, we
can all either think the same or have a different
and you're gonna go home
opinion
doing
about
what you want.
So I have like mixed emotions because I feel like, yes, I do want the masculine energy 100%. But then I feel like I've worked so hard to establish myself that I don't want to be seen lesser than them because they're the man. Yes, I believe they should provide. Yes, I believe they should make those certain decisions. But I also feel like I should have a say because of everything that I've gone through. I've established myself. I've done all these things individually by myself. For example, just like bought a house, gone to school. I put myself through school. I did all these things. So for a man to come into a relationship with me and be like, okay, your opinion's valid, but I'm the man. That's not going to fly.
No. That's not what it,
and I think that comes back to the boundaries that Jeannie said. You come back and put those boundaries in the beginning. Like, yeah, you're the man, but my opinion still counts.
I feel like it's more towards certain topics. It's not about you dictating my life. My life is mine, no matter what. You know, I'm never gonna ask a man, babe, tonight you think you could stay with the kids so I could go out? Like, no, we're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? We could like maybe set a schedule up if we have kids, but if we don't have kids and we're just together, I'm not asking you for permission. I feel like in a relationship, you should say, hey, tonight I'm going out with the girls, but not, you think it's cool if I go out with the girls tonight?
It's a hard
You're not my dad. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about like certain decisions in the household where still I don't think that the man should decide like this is the law. No, I feel like we should like speak on it, but I still feel like a man needs to be the man. Like,
which it needs. When it comes to that situation, what happens is that a lot of men think that they have a say of how to control women.
So I think, right, when it comes to the masculine energy in the home, there's certain things that I think we expect of women. For example, if something's broken, fix it. I don't want to look at a broken fan for 5 weeks until I go and do it. And then you're going to be like, oh, I can help you.
I agree.
No, absolutely not.
That's the masculine
and
energy
that's the
exactly. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
In that sense, I agree 100%. If the wall is cracked, if the walls need to be painted, fix it. Do not wait for me to be like, are you going to fix it? Are you going to fix it? How many times do I need it? I should ask you, period.
Or, hey, how can we fix this together? Maybe he can lack in that, but if it's a communication that you both can have.
No, Elsie,
this is something that we need to
figure
fix.
it out. Don't ask me a job that needs to be done by your man. I'm sorry,
but I feel
figure
like
it out.
Also that it can. Yes,
figure it out.
I can totally understand that.
I figure everything else out in the house. Guess what? Now that's a man thing. You figure it out. If you gotta go on YouTube and YouTube what it is, how to fix a plumbing something.
That's why I said men will do what they want to do.
Yeah. This is a perfect example. True. You have light switches, okay? They're yellow. You want white ones. Who's going to pay the electrician? None of us. It takes 5 minutes to learn how to YouTube and switch the thing. If you would go and YouTube how to learn this on a game or how to do this on your motorcycle or
where do I find cheat codes for the game?
Whatever the case is, why wouldn't you take that same energy and apply it to your home? Yep. Why wouldn't you want to invest the same amount of time that you invest in yourself and the things that you like the most in your home? Why don't you give that same energy?
Because they don't like to sacrifice.
That's not my problem.
We sacrifice shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sacrifice how tired I am and how my back fucking kills me when I come home from work because I know I need to eat.
But you still need to cook, do laundry.
But I still have to do it.
You still gotta
or
do
like
it.
my dad used to tell me, you know how to recite a whole lyric to a whole song. Learn how to put that energy on when you read a book and put it into academics.
It's
the same way for exactly.
We don't need to. I think that's the biggest pet peeve of a woman. The fact that we gotta tell you to do something, bro.
That's true.
That shit is fucking annoying. You're not my kid.
Yep. And then that sets off a turn off. Like, it makes you less attracted to your man because you're now treating them as though they're your child.
And it goes vice versa. What man is gonna want to tell a woman, babe, the laundry needs to get done? The laundry, babe, it's been a week, the laundry's still there. Damn, babe, when we gonna do the laundry? Like, it shouldn't have to be that way.
So then in this sense, this is where I think the partnership comes in, right? If he is automatically doing those things around the house to fix the home, so it's one, I would be more than willing to contribute in my sense that I know how. Cooking, cleaning.
Yes.
If I see you making an effort on the other things. If you're not making an effort and you're just chilling and I'm over here on 1,000, mind you, I worked all day. I worked late. I worked overtime. Okay. I came home and there's shit to do. So what are we going to do now? Don't wait for me to come home if I worked late and you've been home for 3 hours. And you're not making dinner? What? Or you didn't order food if you don't know how to make dinner?
Oh, that's what kills me. Like, oh, sorry, babe, I waited for you. Yeah, I know you worked 4 hours, overtime, but I need
and it was like in my situation. I used to always say, oh, Chris can't cook like me, so I'm just gonna do it. That was my fault. That's not on him. That's on me. Because I kept being picky, like, no, he can't do it like me.
You're a baby.
So then when I sat down with him, I'm like, listen, I'm tired of cooking and I'm losing the love that I have for cooking because I feel like I constantly have to do it. So from now on, even if his shit is nasty, which he's been doing it and it hasn't been nasty, but even if, I'm gonna swallow it and I'm gonna eat it because it's just to get him out of that routine.
Yeah, right. And as a partner, you're gonna push him to get better. Yeah, that's all you're doing about letting him do that. He's only gonna get better. That's
and then that goes
we gotta take fault.
Sexual chemistry with your partner. When you come home as a woman and you see your man doing something that you thought you were going to have to do yourself.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Hello,
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull down that pants.
Raindrops.
Sarah, you hit it on the spot. Yes. There's nothing more than when I come home from work or something. And Chris got there first, and I see the bed made, and I'm like,
okay, it's a turn on.
It is so
especially
stupid,
when you have to. You don't even have to ask once. It just
know what I'm saying? Like now I'm really sucking your dick tonight. Say it ain't so, ladies. Your man does something so unexpectedly. It's like, damn, I'm giving you some head. You know what I'm saying? That shit's gonna be sloppy. You're gonna have it like you like it. Nah, you guys ain't. For the ladies, I'm sorry. That was a little expensive.
No, they deserve a reward. They do.
Of course.
True. Yeah. And then vice
versa.
Vice versa.
Of course.
100%. Yeah. You come home. I worked early. I got out of work early. Boom. Okay. And it's a partnership. And then when you guys start to feed off that energy, you will have the most successful, happy relationship. But when one person feels like you're assigning chores to the other, and it's a constant, it's just.
And I'm sick and tired of women saying, oh, I got 3 kids and they got 2 kids and the third one is including their husband. It shouldn't have to be that way.
No, ma'am.
You shouldn't have to be wiping your man's ass. I'm sorry.
No woman should feel like they have a child
that they have to raise.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. This is my advice for women out there, right? Please listen to me carefully. This is very important.
Okay.
When you are first dating a guy, show him your true colors immediately. Don't wait a week. Show him your bad side, your good side,
your vices,
your soft side, your side that you are intolerable, all of that. Tell him, like, if you have guy friends, let him know from the get. If you like to go out, let him know from the get. How much time, get as detailed as possible as you, like, trust me. Because you can't sit there and, like, swoo a guy. You got to take responsibility. You can't sit there and do all this that they want you because you think that that's what a woman needs to do to keep a guy, and then you, like, months pass and then you're freaking sick and tired of being home all day.
You're unhappy.
Because you know you're a bird from the streets and you're, like, going out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
now you want to turn it on the guy.
Oh, now you want to turn it up. I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm always home. And then he's gonna get mad because he's like, yo, but I didn't get with this girl.
Yep.
So you showed him a fake side of you, and now you're mad at him because he don't let you. Because I can't stand when a woman says that.
Yep.
Oh, my man didn't let me. That's not your dad.
It's not your dad.
So show that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. You know why? Because if he don't like it,
cut the
the door.
So for my boyfriend that showed him straight up, yo, this is who I am. You either take it or you leave it. Because I'm not changing for you.
Leave it.
This is my life. You only live once, and when you die alone. And so I'm gonna be happy with my life.
I agree.
You're just there to make my life better.
Yep.
Not to sit there and take my motherfucking life. No.
Exactly.
And you know what? That there's like this perfect quote that says, "What one man won't do, another will."
Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I just get so mad because I see so many women so unhappy in their relationship because they don't state that from the beginning. They don't state, yo, this is who I am. This is the real me. This is the ugly of me. I'm not saying maybe within the week because you're not going to, like, scare them. But what I'm saying is you need to show that, like, soon, because I'm not about to show you a fake genie and then be fucking unhappy because now I'm home. And like I said, I like the streets. I like going out.
No, and then you're not going to blame the guy for him acting the way, oh, no, you can't go out. Well, you know what? It's true. I never showed you that side of me. So, yeah, I can't go out.
And
that's
this
just
is
not
where,
who I am.
And then it's too late.
This is where mothers need to cut the cord. Again, I remember I was in a relationship and his mother said to me, I raised my son to not trust women.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that means he don't trust you?
Exactly.
Offer it.
And I looked at her, literally looked at her like she was crazy. And I said, well, how is that? How are you ever going to expect your son to find a woman, to find love, to find stability, to find support?
She's not going to find that. He's not going to find that because she wants to be with him.
Exactly.
In an unsexual
Cut the fucking
way.
cord.
Yes.
Drop the mic. It's so true. When a mother raises a son to be like that, that is because they want them for themselves, to be with them so they can take care of them. Ay, my Cariz, come here. No, your job as a mother is to raise your son.
Let him
to
blossom.
be the man that you would want to be with. Raise him to know that there's no gender roles
Let him
to
blossom.
anything.
So my querida, come home to me, mom, and cook for your son. And do everything for your son while we can all live together, mom.
Yeah. We could be one big happy family.
Right, we'll be one happy family. We can have sex at night, and then you can take care of your son the way you want him to be taken care of, so that I don't gotta do it. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
I don't know.
I'm telling you that mothers are the biggest factor to raising boys coming into men. You guys are literally, yes, fathers, of course, they play a big factor. Only because the man in the family or the father in the family, they put that role out, how to be a man. But also when you're a mother raising a man, you got to teach that man how to be a man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially for single mothers, for mothers that are in, 2-partner relationship and they have that support. It has to go 50-50 in hand. If you're a single mother, you got to do both.
And I do agree with what you said too, Elsie, with the dad, because like just from my perspective, right? My dad, anytime my dad was out in the yard fixing a lawnmower, going to work at a side job, my dad took my brothers, whether they were 12, 13, 15, whatever, said, get in the car, you're going to come to work with me, and taught him how to do the job, whether it was electric, whether it was changing the oil, whatever it was.
Sarah, and not only that, because my dad took me like I was one of his boys, and I was out there changing tires with my dad, changing the oil with my dad, cutting the grass with my dad. I was out there getting dirty, and my dad just took me because he wanted me to be independent and not depend on a man.
Right.
So I feel like that's why he, you know, and most men are still shocked that I do at my job. I go jump my trucks and they'll be like, "What are you doing, little girl? Like,
It's true.
you know how to jump a truck? Like, yeah."
Look at FaceTime me one day and she was like hammering something and her doom doom doom. I'm like, "Look, what are you doing?" She's like, "I'm over here helping. I think you were helping your brother.
Yeah,
like build something." And she's like, "I'm the
Yeah.
builder of my family." And
Same here.
I
It
feel
is
you.
super important.
And then I was just, and that kind of put me. It kind of mind blown me.
And you
what
know
I mean?
why?
I'm just like,
And that's great because I don't need a man.
no,
But
that's true.
you see, that was gonna be my next point. I think it's super important for a woman to be independent. But why do you think that our parents raised us to be that way? Because they know about these ain't shit niggas.
I agree.
Period.
And I think my dad did it because he knows. I mean, how guys are.
All right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was normal for a guy to be a man, we wouldn't have to be raised so
taught that,
independently.
yeah.
If you
I
think
agree.
about it.
Verbatim, my mother, and I love her for this. She literally told me growing up, you don't need a man to do anything. Not to get a house, not to pay bills,
You don't. But it's nice.
not to go on vacation, nothing. You don't need a man for anything.
Nothing.
To have a man is to make you happy and have a best friend.
To facilitate.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah. It's
to
not a
grow
need,
with.
it's a
build.
want.
To
Not
facilitate. Like, make
for
my
them
life-
to take care of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Your man is not supposed
It's
to
not a
take care
need,
of you,
it's a
and you're not
want.
supposed to depend on
Right.
them for anything.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes.
So what do you say about men that didn't grow up with a man as like a father figure or anything like that, who just grew up with men?
And that is a
With
good
woman?
point. So then that's why.
So, do you think a woman
I
can
love
raise a
Jasmine.
man to be a man?
No.
If she's not a man?
No, I don't think that I
Nope.
don't think that a woman can raise a man to be a man, but I do think that a woman can raise him to the best of her ability and to teach him what it is to be a man. Now, obviously, psychology works in different ways. So when a boy grows up to be a man, he'll have a different perspective. But I'll tell you, at least 80% of the time, that a man that is raised by just his mother, it becomes a good man. Why? Because he didn't have that father figure. So he is going to try to be the father that he didn't have.
Yeah, I just.
And that's not an excuse for me.
No, this is the way I see it.
Nope.
To that, regarding to your question, Chris, all of us grow up, we don't know a lot of things. You know, whether I was raised
Exactly.
knowing it or not knowing it, we didn't know a lot of things. But guess what? We learn to learn those things. You know what I mean?
Break
You
the
learn
cycle.
to read. You learn to you view. You look at other people. You learn things.
Look
And they
your
say
way.
the answers to everything are in books, and I believe that. And now we have social media. Now we have all these things where I feel like there's a lot of branches where these men that don't have men to teach them how to be men can learn. Again,
I mean, you wasn't
it's all by
taught-
experience.
Not to throw you out there, but you wasn't born knowing how to do beats, but you learned.
You learned.
Yeah.
And I also think to that extent is just because you don't have a father, there are male figures that come into your life, whether it's at school, it's a coach playing football, soccer, whatever it is, who can
There's always
lead by
another male
example.
role,
And that
yeah.
can be from afar. I'm not saying that man
Yep.
is going to come into your life and mentor you how to be a man. No, I think that it's going to be more of you watching from the sideline and having this man interact with his wife and his family and watch what they're doing. And it's like, wow, that's how I want to be with my
But-
family.
And also, there's plenty of men that said I didn't have a dad, so I'm not
I'ma
gonna be that man.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I was
gonna be
just
that man. I'm gonna be
say that.
better.
I was just gonna say that because there's a lot of dads out there right now that never had a father, and they wish and they raise their kids not to be like their dad was. You know what I mean?
It's
like
all
I
about
would never
breaking
want the cycle.
The breaking of the cycle. You
The
have to break
generational
the
curses.
cycle. Break the cycle.
You can say what you want.
You
wanna say,
can't
Jasmine.
sit there.
She answered my question. It was just like Chris was like, "What about the dads that didn't have a dad
Yeah.
growing up?" And it's true. It's about breaking the cycle. And then you said like a lot of kids or guys go out there and be like, you know, I'm gonna be better than my dad. I'm not gonna be who my dad
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And that's their motivation to be
Yeah,
who they
and
are.
then- But then at the same time, they do just have a mother figure in their life, or their aunties, or an uncle that's probably most likely really shitty. I'm not gonna
No,
lie,
yeah.
a lot of them could be. At least growing up in a Hispanic life, they are kind of like that, but not to hate on anybody's uncle, but from my experience, but it's just like it could be very difficult for a man to try to maneuver and try to figure it out because they have such a high standard that they have to reach because they didn't have a father.
I agree.
That's true.
So
And
But there's resources. I feel like
And
there's
it's
so
like
many
this,
resources
listen.
for.
It's like
wait,
this.
no. When we're pregnant, right? They say here's 10 classes on how to breathe. Here's a class on how to watch your child sleep.
That's
Here's
true.
a class
But
for
I
this.
was just gonna
but
say
is there a
that.
class for a man on how to be a dad? No. Why?
No, but just in general, when we have kids, they don't come with a manual.
No.
You get what I'm saying? And what you may think is right for your kids may not be right for my kids. And it's the same thing with men, I would say. You know what I mean?
That goes back to the saying.
Yes, it goes.
The man will do what they want to do.
Period.
Exactly.
And I
that's
also
just
think-
that.
Guess what? Men, you gotta grow up, grow some. fucking
Exactly.
balls,
Grow
and
some
keep
balls.
it fucking moving.
Yeah, and keep it
And
moving.
There's plenty of women out there that don't grow up with moms.
Yeah.
And that's
And
that's
that
gonna
leads
be the
to
next.
next episode.
There you
we
go.
talked about these guys and them cutting the cords, but how about all these
Shitty
fuck
ass
bitches?
women. Because
Yeah.
we're coming for you too.
Women
Yeah.
are at fault too.
We're coming
Yes,
for
we
you
are.
too.
We're just as shitty as men. Not gonna
Right.
lie.
Exactly. So
This is-
guys, this was a good topic. I am so happy that we talked about this
Yes.
topic, and I hope that you ladies learned, and you men, especially you fucking men, learn a thing or two about this episode.
Yes.
Okay.
And guys, don't forget, send us feedback. Anything you
Yes.
guys want to hear, send it to us so
And
we
if
can
you want
talk
this
about it.
conversation continued, let us know because there's more
Yeah,
to
we'll
be
pick
said.
it
Let
up.
Or
me
if you
tell
want
you.
to debate and you want to come over here
Let
and
me
talk
yes.
shit,
There's something else I want to say about a mom raising a child when
You
they
know
get out
I'm-
the shower, but I'm gonna, a little boy gets out the shower, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna end the episode, right? And you're a mom. You get out the shower, you wrap the towel around your body, right? You cover your privates. If you do not have a father figure in your life and you only see as a young boy that your mom wrapping the towel, you're going to assume that you're supposed to wrap the towel around your chest instead of a man who wraps a towel around their waist.
I know someone that went through
Okay?
that whole
So-
predicament.
So, as a mom, this is a perfect example. You were supposed to teach your son how to also be a man. So your son is not supposed to come out the shower
I
and wrap their
agree.
towel around their chest. They're
I
supposed
agree.
to come in, right?
I agree.
So, to that point, I can't wait. If you guys want this continued, there's definitely more to be said. This has been so good. I love all you
Also,
guys.
shout out to the dads that are doing it single with kids.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, because
Oh.
I had my
It's rare,
my,
but-
my meet and greets with men that do hold it down by themselves. So shout out to you because it's not only about shitty men; it's also about
Well, we'll
great
have
men.
I
that
think
are
we'll
doing
have
it
an
by
episode
themselves.
for good
Yeah,
men out there.
absolutely.
This
Yeah.
was just
And
for the
shout out-
shitty men, but we'll have an episode
And
for
shout
the
out
good
to
guys.
our friends in the back here, like
Yes.
elaborating. Jasmine,
Yes.
Chris, Abby, they're over
Thank
here.
you for
just
Thank
the
you,
support,
thank you,
comadre,
thank
Chris and Abby.
So, guys, thank you so much, and till next episode.
Till next time, guys.
Till the next time.